Wealth after 50 presents the invisible wall between you and wealth. You can't see it, you can't touch it, but you feel it every single day. It's the invisible barrier standing between the life you have and the financial freedom you know is out there. Maybe you get a raise, start a side hustle, or even save more money than ever before. But you always hit the same unseen barrier. You do all the work, follow all the rules, and still wonder, why am I not getting ahead? I'm going to show you exactly what this invisible wall is made of, and more importantly, how you can start taking it apart. You're smart, you're disciplined, you're doing all the right things, but your bank account just isn't getting the message. It feels like you're running a marathon where the finish line keeps moving. That is the invisible wall at work. It's not physical, it's psychological, built from the stories and beliefs you hold about money. They're deep subconscious programs running in the background of your life, steering every financial decision you make. They're like a silent gatekeeper, filtering out opportunities that don't fit the pattern. Many of us grew up in a wonderful, hardworking family where the unspoken rule was, money is always a struggle. Talking about money was always tense and stressful. It felt like there was never enough, and that was just normal. And without realizing it, many of us have downloaded that belief system. And when we start our own career, we build our own wall. We work like crazy, but we have this subconscious upper limit. Anytime we get a big bonus, we'll immediately find a way to get rid of it. A sudden emergency, a ridiculous purchase we didn't need. We keep ourselves in constant struggle because, deep down, that's what feels normal. It's what feels safe. The problem isn't your work ethic or strategy. The problem is the wall inside you, built from the belief that financial life has to be a struggle. It's a wall made of old ideas we mistake for reality. We think, that's just how it is. The good news is anything that's been built can be torn down. You can't just stare at a wall and hope it disappears. You have to take it apart, brick by brick. This invisible wall is no different. It's held up by a few core, foundational beliefs, and they're shockingly common. We're going to expose these bricks and see how they work. Because once you see a belief for what it is, it starts to lose its power. Let's get to work on the first and maybe the most destructive brick. Layer 1. The crushing brick of I'm not worthy. The first brick, the one that's often the foundation for the whole wall, is the belief, I am not worthy of wealth. This isn't a logical thought. It's a gut feeling. It's that quiet, nagging whisper that says, who are you to be rich? Who are you to have it easy when others are struggling? You don't deserve this. It's a silent poison and one of the biggest psychological roadblocks to success. Where does this even come from? Often childhood. Maybe you were taught that wanting money was greedy. Maybe you saw that good, honest people were always broke while the wealthy were portrayed as villains. So your brain made a simple, disastrous equation. To be a good person, I have to reject wealth. While society helps cement this brick in place, with the non-stop comparison culture of social media, that leaves you feeling less than, and therefore, less deserving. The symptoms of this belief are classic self-sabotage. You land a high-paying client, then you undercharge them because asking for your full rate feels wrong. You get an inheritance and feel this bizarre urge to spend it all or give it away, almost to prove you don't really deserve it. That's the unworthiness brick in action. It wraps money in guilt and makes you feel like an imposter in the world of abundance. So what's the first step to removing this brick? It starts with catching it in the act. The next time you feel guilty about a purchase or anxious asking for the money you've earned, challenge it. Question, where did I learn this rule? Is it really, truly a fact that I don't deserve financial well-being? When you put it on trial, the belief starts to crumble because it's not based on logic. It's based on old emotions. Next, you have to reframe it. The reframe isn't, I'm greedy and that's okay. It's, my worth as a human has nothing to do with my net worth. Money is a tool, and I am worthy of using it to build a life of freedom, security, and impact. My wealth allows me to be more generous and make a bigger difference. Layer 2. The brick of scarcity and fear. After the I'm not worthy brick is laid, the next one to go in is almost always scarcity and fear. This brick is a toxic cocktail of two ideas. There isn't enough to go around, and if I get money, I'll probably lose it. The scarcity mindset is that constant nagging feeling that life is a zero-sum game. If someone else succeeds, it means there's less for you. It breeds jealousy and a low-grade financial panic that never quite goes away. It keeps you laser-focused on what you don't have instead of the opportunities all around you. This often comes from our families. passed down from parents or grandparents who lived through hard times. They learned to fear loss to survive, and they taught you the same pattern, even though your world is totally different. The fear part of this brick tells you money itself is the problem. More money, more problems, right? We've all heard it. This paints money not as a tool, but as a source of stress and conflict. The symptoms are pretty clear. You might hoard cash in a savings account that pays next to nothing, terrified of the stock market. You might pass up amazing career opportunities because the fear of losing what you have is just too paralyzing. You're so busy guarding your small pile that you miss every chance to build a mountain. So how do we get rid of this heavy fear-filled brick? First, just notice when you're making a choice from fear instead of opportunity. When you think about investing, is your first thought, how much could I lose? Or, how much could I gain? That one question tells you everything about your mindset. The antidote to fear is knowledge. Read a book on simple investing. Watch a video explaining compound interest. The more you learn, the less you fear. Layer 3, the I'm bad with money brick. The final brick that locks the whole wall in place is the brick of inability and resignation. The core belief is a 1-2 punch. I'm just not good with money, followed by its devastating conclusion, and there's nothing I can do about it. This is the ultimate self-fulfilling prophecy. If you believe you're incapable of managing money, you'll avoid it. You won't read the books. You won't track your spending. You won't learn to invest. That inaction, of course, leads to bad results, which you then point to as proof. See, told you I was bad with money. It's a vicious cycle. This belief often comes from a past mistake. Maybe you messed up with a credit card years ago and branded yourself a failure for life. Or maybe a parent or teacher once said you don't have a head for numbers, and you took it as a life sentence. It's a fixed mindset, the belief that your skills are set in stone. The symptoms are painfully obvious. You might be the person who lets your partner handle everything, staying willfully ignorant about your own finances. Your mind might just go blank when you see a bank statement, and you'll definitely hear yourself say the phrase, "I'm just not a money person." So how do we smash this last brick? The solution is adopting a growth mindset. You have to challenge the idea that being good with money is a talent you're born with. It's not. Financial literacy is a skill. It's learnable, just like cooking or learning a new language. Nobody is born a money person, they become one. First, catch yourself in the act. Every time you think, "I can't do this," or "I'm so bad at this," stop and reframe it. Replace, "I'm not good with money," with, "I'm learning how to master my money." Replace, "This is too complicated," with, "I can figure this out if I take it one step at a time." This isn't just playing with words, it's changing your identity from someone who is stuck to someone who is learning. Watch one 10-minute video explaining what an index fund is. Track your spending for just 3 days. Each small win is a vote for your new identity as a capable learner. It's a crack in that brick of resignation. As you stack these wins, you'll realize you were never bad with money, you were just unpracticed. And with that realization, the wall that seemed so solid starts to feel like what it really is, an illusion just waiting for you to tear it down. The most important thing to take away from all of this is a single liberating truth. The wall isn't really there. It only feels real because you haven't questioned it. It's a story you've been telling yourself for so long you forgot you were the one telling it. And since you're the author, you have the absolute power to write a new story, starting right now. Building wealth really isn't about breaking through a wall. It's about realizing there was never a wall there to begin with. And remember, it's never too late to grow your wealth after 50.